Five executive orders by Donald Trump that may affect the Zoo Janjaweed government called Nigeria. Orders and why. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wonderful people. Once again, welcome you to this wonderful YouTube channel. This is Let's Talk TV, and this is our main channel. Yes, do not forget to subscribe to this channel and make sure that you share our video to as many groups and platforms as possible. Now, make we knock you the story we will carry on for you today. The news in details. The return of United States President Donald Trump to the White House has sent shockwaves globally, with many anticipating a period of political and economic uncertainty. During his campaign, Trump pledged to implement numerous executives orders on his first day in office. These orders, numbering over 100, address critical issues such as immigration, climate change, pardons, and foreign policy. True to his words, the new president signed more than 100 executive orders on his first day. According to the U.S. Constitution, these orders can be overturned by succeeding presidents or challenged in court. While some of these executive orders are expected to face legal challenges, as reported by the BBC, others have the potential to impact Nigeria and Africa significantly. The first order was withdrawal from the World Health Organization. President Trump has ordered the withdrawal of the U.S. from the WHO, citing that he claimed his failure to manage the coronavirus pandemic effectively. The BBC reports that this withdrawal could reverse progress made in combating infectious diseases like malaria, tuberculosis, and HIV/AIDS, which are prevalent in Nigeria and other African countries. The second order that might affect the zoo: move to end birthright citizenship. I actually saw this one and I was like, it's going to affect everybody, but let us hear. This controversial order seeks to deny citizenship right to children born in the U.S. to parents who are in the country illegally or on temporary visa. However, the legality of this order remains unclear, as birthright citizenship is enshrined in the United States Constitution. The third order that might affect the zoo: withdrawal from the Paris Climate Agreement. The Paris Climate Agreement is a global accord aimed at combating climate change and reducing global temperature at the United Nations Climate Challenge Conference. Countries pledged to triple financing for developing nations, increasing the target from $100 billion annually to $300 billion by 2035. Trump's withdrawal could lead to a reduction in funds allocation to developing countries, including Nigeria, to combat climate change. Notably, Trump first withdrew the U.S. from the Paris Accord in 2017, but his decision was reversed by Joe Biden in 2022. And the fourth one that might affect the zoo is suspension of foreign aid program. Under his American First policy, Trump directed a review of all United States foreign assistance programs. The order temporarily suspends these programs for 90 days while assessing their alignment with his administration's foreign policy. This move could significantly affect aid-dependent nations like Nigeria. And the final one is suspending refugee resettlement program. The order moved to suspend a decade-old program that ordered resettlement to people around the world facing threats, violence, and prosecution. According to Trump, there is a need to align the program with America's interests. Why it is affecting the zoo, it is helping America. It is as simple as that. I think it is high time. It is high time that the zoo face their country. Just the same way they are suppressing the Biafran people. That is the same way other countries are not ready, to favor them. It is as simple as that, because you have shown incompetency in handling other people. Free Biafra, let them go. Ejo, you keep on suppressing them and you feel that things will work for your own good. That is the same way other countries will be dealing with you. And honestly speaking, Trump is going to deal with the Nigeria government. It's as simple as that. This their corrupt system, will be dealt with when it comes to foreign aid and all that. Nobody trusts Nigeria because of their incompetency and the level of corruption in that country. Now, so it be for our mouth. I will be bringing you more updated information. Now, let us go into the next news. Yes, and better Ubunga news will come for you today. Enjoy this one.
Of the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom Nigeria brags, says the Prime Minister of BLGIE will be extradited to Nigeria after his arrest and detention in Finland. Hear the news in details. Wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world, you are welcome once again to Biafra Unite channel/television this very moment. Today's date is 22nd of November 2024, and I have breaking information for every one of you listening to my voice right now from wherever you are all over the world. Dear friends and lovers of freedom, I want you to pay very good attention to this very news, because it's very, very important. I can assure you, my people, the Janjaweed terrorist army of the zoo is currently drinking and celebrating over the arrest and detention of the Prime Minister of BLGIE, His Excellency Ekpa Simon Njoko, in Finland. They are now bragging that the Prime Minister will be extradited to the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria, to face what they called terrorist charges. So I don't want to talk too much. I'm going to read in details, and then I will send my message to them at the very end of this very broadcast. So I want you to stay tuned while we read together. And as you can see from your screen, I will be reading from Sahara Reporters, one of the zoo media platforms. And their headline says, breaking: Simon Ekpa will be extradited to Nigeria to face charges, Defense Headquarters says. Musa has finally woken up. All the fakasi poten can round, yeah, for Labaja. It be like say me they go wake Labaja to come and dance with them. Una never see anything. You don't even know what is coming. They said, speaking on the arrest of Ekpa in a short press statement made available to Sahara Reporters, the Director of Defense Information, Brigadier General Tukur Gusau, said the Chief of Defense Staff, General Chris Musa, was pleased with Ekpa's arrest. The Nigeria Defense Headquarters, Abuja, has stated that Simon Ekpa, the self-proclaimed Prime Minister of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, will be extradited to the country to face charges against him. Will be extradited. So they were saying it as if they were sure, but they'll be shocked. They are going to be shocked. Now they continued. Speaking on the arrest of Ekpa in a short press statement made available to Sahara Reporters, the Director of Defense Information, Brigadier General Tukur Gusau, said the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, was pleased with Ekpa's trial. Gusau wrote, the CDS is happy with his arrest in Finland, with the hope, they are not sure that, but with the hope this will be a step towards his extradition to Nigeria so that he will face justice. A country, is it really a country? But let me give it to them. A country that the executives, the leaders, the military, the police, the law enforcement agents do not respect law, do not value law and order, do not respect justice. This same country is the one now, the so-called military, bragging that somebody all the way from Finland will be extradited to a lawless country like the zoo to come and face justice. Which justice are you talking about? Is it the same justice that Mazen Abdekan is facing? that the court of competent jurisdiction, a whole court of appeal, the second highest court in the entire zoological republic, has said free him and compensate him because he committed no crime. Yet you are still holding him. Is it the same country that you're talking about justice? You must be ashamed of yourself. Finland is not Kenya, and Finland is not Britain. You will be shocked with what is coming. They say recall that the Finland District Court in Lahti had ordered the remand of Simon Ekpa on probable cause for public incitement to commit a crime with terrorist intent in Nigeria. Ekpa was accused of using social media platforms to spread separatist propaganda linked to IPOB, a group advocating for the secession of southeastern Nigeria. IPOB again. They always fear to mention Biafra Republic government in exile. They always fear to mention Prime Minister. They always fear to mention BLGIE because they know the meaning. You know, it's easy for them to use IPOB because IPOB, in the first place, they believe that IPOB is just a group of people. That's what they believe, right? And they, on top of that, even though you want to, you know, say it the way it is, which means indigenous people of Biafra, which is all of us, right? Still, it does not carry the weight of a government like Biafra Republic government in exile. So it's easy for them to use that word IPOB than using BLGIE because they know the meaning. They know once they use Biafra Republic government in exile, they are equally acknowledging, recognizing, and validating the Biafra government. But we are not waiting for their validation. We are not waiting for their acknowledgement. The Biafra people already know that they have government and they have Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. So relax, let us continue. The court alleged that the offenses dated back to August 23rd, 2021. Finland authorities have also investigated Ekpa in the past for alleged financial crimes, including the collection of funds through questionable means. That was there. You know, this is the first one they, you know, alleged. You know, in the first, they were looking for a way to trap him down. They alleged that he is collecting funds through, you know, questionable means because they know that Europeans don't want to hear anything that has to do with financial crimes or fraud. Anything financial crimes, fraud is completely prohibited and is a heavy crime in Europe. So they know it. That is the reason why they first of all alleged that he is collecting funds through questionable manner. But at the end of the day, it all failed because the Prime Minister went there and showed them everything. They allowed him to go. This time around, they have come with another propaganda of terrorism, which of course, the Prime Minister will still defeat them in any court of competent jurisdiction, the same way Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is defeating them here in the zoo, in their own court. Ichoku, for the past 3 years, going to 4 years already, the zoo in their own court has not been able to provide any evidence, substantial evidence to, you know, jail Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They have not been able to provide it. With all the garagara on social media, the zoo has not been able to provide a substantial evidence to nail Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Every day they bring him to court, take him back to custody. Now jump up and down, spending money unnecessarily, knowing fully well that the only opportunity is to call a roundtable talk so that all of us go our separate ways in peace. But they say no, it has to be in pieces, and they are getting it in pieces. Now let's continue. The head of the investigation, Crime Commissioner Otto Hitunen of the Central Criminal Police, stated the police suspect that the man has promoted his efforts from Finland with means that have led to violence against civilians and authorities, as well as other crimes in the region of southeastern Nigeria. The man has carried out this activity, among other things, on his social media channels. Anytime I read here, since yesterday, I've been laughing. Have you seen anybody that committed an act of whatsoever they call it on social media, and to make the matter worse, in another country? you are on social media committing such crime in another country. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. And again, the Finnish government, the Finnish authority, the Finnish police know what law is all about. They know, they understand. You cannot teach Finland government the law or how to go about this kind of matters. You can't teach Finland this because they know it better than you. They know. They fought for their own independence against Russia. Now, however, the remaining 4 suspects accused of financing terrorism are believed to have committed the crime in August 2022, also in Lahti. These individuals, who are a foreign background, were born in the 1960s and 1970s. Helsinki Sanomat HL's report that 5 suspects were arrested during the 5-week of the investigation, with police highlighting international cooperation during the preliminary phase. Okay, now you know what that means, right? Because I talked about it yesterday during my live program. The international cooperation. That is to prove to you that Finland government has been under immense pressure by not just the zoo, but also Britain and their allies. But let me tell you something. The law can never be changed because of Mazi Samaneba. Are you getting me? It was previously reported that authorities suspect Samaneba of being involved in the crime of collecting money unlawfully. In February 2023, Ekpa was arrested in a private apartment in Lahti. He was not arrested, actually. He was invited by the Lahti, local police. Yes, Ekpa was later released the same evening after being questioned. At the time, police also disclosed that they had received multiple reports about Ekpa's activities on social media. This prompted an investigation to determine whether he could be linked to other crimes. Simon Ekpa is known in Finland as a local politician affiliated with the National Coalition Party, which is the ruling party, of course. He has served as a deputy councillor and represented the party on the Lahti region's public transport board. Meanwhile, from his home in Lahti, he has used social media to call for election boycotts and support for Biafra's independence effort. Is it a crime? Now, let us first of all I want to show you a video first. Based on the title of this very broadcast, as you can see, boldly written, "Matters are rising inside BLGIE cabinet and way forward." Before you jump into conclusion, I want you to pay attention and listen to me this very evening. Because this very broadcast that I'm making this evening may be one and only broadcast that I will make moving forward. You may not hear me again talking about this very issue because Nandi Bosino onye na amalo ebe mmili si wee mabia ama mmaro ebe mmili ya amasị ya. I want to tell you something this evening, and actually many things have gone under the radar. Many things have been taken for granted over the years. Many people have been lying in wait for something to happen. Chai. Owa Diegu. Owa Diegu umunnem. Like as I said a couple of seconds ago, that this very broadcast that I'm making right now could be one and only broadcast that I'm going to make concerning this very development within the Biafra Republic government in exile. Many people have been lying in wait for a twinkling of an eye. But I want to tell you, my fellow Biafrans and of course lovers of freedom listening and watching this very program all over the world, I want to remind you, my fellow Biafrans, that this very movement, this very struggle for the restoration of the independent state of Biafra is ordained by God. Therefore, there is nothing anybody can do to stop it. Many have tried. Breeze has blown so many times and a lot of time in so many different ways. But I want to tell you, I want to tell you that no matter what has happened, no matter what is happening, as long as the restoration of Biafra is ordained by Chukwokika Biamabineligwe, I want to tell you that Biafra will be completely restored, recognized by the international community, and we will have our own seat and table at the United Nations. It doesn't matter what people do. It doesn't matter what the zoo do. It doesn't matter what the zoo government does. If they like, let them buy the entire Biafran people or all the Igbos. I want to tell you that with the last man standing, Biafra will exit the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom. With last man standing, Biafra will exit the zoo. I was saying yesterday, before I was interrupted, I can say by the network. I don't know if it was network attack or whatever, because I haven't seen that kind of a thing before. I haven't seen where my network cut automatically, the data cut, everything stopped working for almost 1 or 2 hours. And before the network was back, the time was gone already. So I couldn't be able to come back to continue. Now, I was explaining to you about redeclaration and the restoration of independent state. I want you to pay attention today, my people. I have come here to put the record straight this very evening. I have come here this evening to put the record straight. One minute, let me So sorry for that. Sorry for that. Of course, we have to continue. Sorry for that. I will not waste time talking about this very current or latest development. It's quite unfortunate. It's quite unfortunate that something like this is going on. It's quite unfortunate that something like this is happening. It's quite unfortunate that Biafran people are witnessing this kind of a thing. It's quite unfortunate, especially not only just in this very dying minute, in this very critical moment of our lives and times, but also at the very moment that Biafra is redeclared, and of course, the battle which is ahead is even higher than the battle that we have already fought before we got to this very point. I want to repeat for those of you who are, ranting on social media, Biafra has been restored. Biafra has been restored. I was explaining to you yesterday two things that are involved. Two things that are involved. The number one thing is a redeclaration of Biafra, which we have done successfully in Finland. And the second thing is the restoration of independent state. My people, we have come here this evening to speak the truth, which we have been speaking all along for the past how many years now. But this very speech is going to be quite different from what you know. I am going to send a message this very evening. I will send a message this very evening, and I strongly believe that all parties will listen to me and adhere to my message and warnings. I have not come here this evening to paint words. Neither have I come here this evening to address anybody. I have not come here this evening to insult or castigate anyone. Neither have I come here this evening to point finger at anyone. Because ndị Igbo si n'ife onye na-amarọ anara ama ya, and ife onye na-amarọ anara egbu ya. I will come from a different dimension this very evening, which many of you will be very, very shocked. What I will say this evening, many of you are not aware of it. I think it's a surprise. To hear what you're going to hear from me this evening, you will be shocked. I want to assure you, you will be surprised to hear it. Like as I said before, I have not come here to talk about anyone. Neither have I come here to insult or address or even analyze anyone. Maka n'ihi gịnị? N'ife onye na-amarọ. Some of my words this evening will come in parables. Ife onye na-amarọ anara ama ya, and ife onye na-amarọ ama mgburo ya. There is no possibility for that. I want you to pay attention, my people. Many things are happening, but it is my duty as Biafra Unite or Odenanwa, it is my duty to put things in order together, and of course to make sure that things continue moving forward. Now, listen to me, my wonderful people of Biafra. You see, I'm going to shock a lot of people this evening. Somebody said, go straight to the point. Please, if you are not ready to listen, you can quickly exit from the broadcast. Don't push me to help you. If you have come here to listen to gossip, I am not here for you. I will mention your name. I will mention your name. Mary J. E. Alohan. Alohan. I don't even know that name. Probably you are from Ilibinu. I am not somebody that I'm not used to blocking people, but one more comment from you, you are fired. Anybody who has come here this evening to listen to gossip, this very broadcast is not for you. I have come here to send a direct message to those who are involved in what is going on in the BLGIE. I am not here to say this person you are wrong, this person you are wrong, or this person you are right. No. Makani higeni. Nifonye na amaro. I keep on hitting on this word. Nifonye na amaro. Amamaya. And ifonye na amaro. Amamburoya. I will tell you the reason why I'm using that word. Now, a lot of people have been calling me on telephone. I think we are approaching 1,000 people watching now. So I think I will just go straight and send my message. Then after sending my message, I will start analyzing this very video on the screen now, because I have to analyze this very video and put these people to the dustbin where they belong. So for the fact that we are already, enough people here, I think it is not enough people. We are already many here. I think it is important for me to send my message across. Now, after the redeclaration of Biafra, let me even begin from yesterday. It's going to be very, very important so that I can be able to build my foundation. When Biafra is redeclared, there are some other things that should be done for the total restoration of independence. I don't know if you're paying attention. I told you this broadcast will be like a bomb. It will be like a bombshell. So everybody should pay attention. After the declaration, which is a spoken word, when you redeclare, this redeclaration is like showing the world your intention and your capability to govern yourself and your readiness to govern yourself. And when you redeclare, you stand on that redeclaration or declaration. You stand on it, because through the redeclaration or declaration, you will now get the restoration that we are talking about. Restoration is the final one. People can say Biafra has been restored. Fine. I'm not arguing with you. But in actual sense, there are two things there: redeclaration and restoration. When you restore Biafra or freedom or independent nation, you will be recognized by the United Nations, and a table will be kept for your leader whenever there is United Nations meetings. It will be written there, Republic of Biafra. You will see it there. The same way is other countries are being written on top of their table. You will see your own name there. You will see your president or your prime minister will be there, written Republic of Biafra. Are you paying attention? So let us not misuse these words or begin to deceive ourselves. What we have been talking about is to go to Finland and redeclare Biafra. We have not said to go to Finland to restore Biafra. Pay attention. Pay attention, Tebonka. Pay attention. I have not heard myself or heard Mazi Samonepa, the PM, saying we are going to Finland to restore Biafra. We say we are going to Finland to redeclare Biafra. Now, after redeclaring Biafra, we will fight to defend it. That fight to defend it is what is going to bring the restoration. There are two ways of fighting to defend it, which is the guerrilla warfare, which is going on in the homeland, and of course, the diplomatic battles, which are taking place in the diaspora, especially in the United States of America. The moment the United Nations recognizes you, then you have restored your independence. And why we are using the word restore is because we were independent before. That's why we are using the word restore, because we are going to bring it back. The lost independence will be brought back. That's why we use the word restore. So let this thing be very, very clear to everybody that we have redeclared Biafra, and this fight that we are heading into now, or we are already into right now, is to permanently restore the lost sovereignty. So please, let us know what we are doing. It is very, very important to be very clear on what we are doing. Very, very important. Now, let me send my message across. Like as I said from beginning, I am not going to be here for too long. So many people have called me since yesterday, or should I say since day before yesterday. I think it was yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of people have called me. No, that was day before yesterday. Many people have said so many things. They have written to me. They have called me on phone until I even stopped picking calls. Based on what has happened already and what you have seen on the media for the past 48 hours, it is very, very imperative that somebody like me will come out and address Biafrans. Very, very important. maka na ndị Igbo tụrụ inu si na Kenya nara nọ n'ụlọ ewu amụọ n'ọgbịrị, ọ bụ ife jọgburu onwe ya. Ọ bụ na prime minister pụta echi, he would definitely want to know what Biafra Unite did in his absence. In case you don't know, a lot of people, even those in the government, do not know the connection that I have with the Prime Minister Mazi Samonepa. They don't know. And they don't know how he counts on me. They don't know how he counts on me. Now I want to send my message to all parties involved. Everybody pay attention, please. My message is very simple. Why I'm sending this message is not because of what is going on social media, not just only that. Not only that, but because of the calls that I have received from what has appeared to me two different parties. Please, Biafrans, listen and listen very, very attentively. The calls that I have received from what has appeared to be two different parties for the past 48 hours, I have found it very, very disturbing and very, very imperative that I come here this evening to address everybody. I have received calls from the side of COS, those who are supporting COS, and I have received calls from the side of the finance minister, those who are supporting the finance minister. And in all the calls that I have received, everybody keep on pretending not to know what is going on so that they can tell me what is actually happening. I want to repeat again because that word is where I'm going to build my foundation. On all the calls that I have received, everybody wants to tell me what they want to tell me.